show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Lining up on the broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heart be needing. Skipping out, no, I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher. Higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher. Higher. Ooh, you take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. You take me higher. Yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Les BS3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart.
Hello.
Diaz will not be with us today, and I have no idea where Tracy is. But me and Anna done some shows together for a while.
We can do it.
We can do it. As you can see from the title, we're going to get an update on the Israel-Hamas Pakistan conflict that we're having.
Pakistan, honey. Palestine.
See, this is why I don't do international
Very different places.
news. That's why I don't do international news. Can't get the names. Just be realistic with everyone. I don't.
They are very similar. They're both Islamic
no,
countries. Well,
I'm not going to use that
countries.
excuse because I literally could have been calling somebody out of their name. Like I discovered something recently. Anyway, so we're going to get an update on that. We're also going to go ahead and try to finish up the Project 2025. I don't think we will. I don't think we will, but it's easy to break down as time goes on. Go ahead and give everybody a heads up. The Am I the A-hole for tonight is really long. So long to the point where I think it's just going to be Am I the A-hole and Foxy's videos of the week.
Okay.
But
how many videos is this one going to break down to?
4.
Ooh.
4 video breakdowns, cause this one is this, for anybody that don't know, December is fastly approaching. Every weekend for the month of December, either I'll make a video or we'll go live, but each video, Saturday Night Vibe or Radical Truth to Power, will have a category for the worst of. We finally broke it down to the 4 categories of the worst person of the year, the worst husband of the year, the worst wife of the year, and the WTF person of the year. I already got my person for the WTF person of the year. That's an easy one. And we probably still know already who's still going down as the worst person of the year. We've had some close, but no cigars. But so we already got 2 categories that's probably well taken care of, which just makes it easier for me for editing. However, I do now have my first candidate for worst wife of the year. That's why I said we're going to dissect this, because I want to really get into the nuances of this woman. So yeah, just in case you're coming on, the second hour is going to be probably no more than Am I the A-hole? Yes. Am I the A-hole and Foxy's videos of the week. Anna, how's everything going so far?
Everything going good. I had my weekly visit with my nephew and brother today, and I've been doing some deep dives into the hospital bombing, the videos around it. We'll get into that. I've just been busy, but good. How are you
Okay.
doing, man?
Doing pretty good now. Not bad. Not bad. Everything. I mean, nothing stood out today other than putting things together, but
Right.
it is what it is. Let's see who's already out there. And obviously, it's me. Welcome. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment during and after the show. Hit that bell because I post every day. Enjoy. In case you don't know, for the people who don't like long shows, I break the shows down and put them on throughout the week. 4 times a week, 4 times a day. Up until Friday.
Everything. That's
So if you
great.
like the shorter versions of it, just keep an eye out for it. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when it's posted. I'm practically almost done with Monday. And I had to stop because we got to the little wimpy wimp and I just didn't feel like being upset again. So I stopped.
Okay.
But please look out for that video because, anyway. Hello, Parker. Yes, you are the first one here.
Hey.
Hello, Mickey, and thank you. Yes, I'm remembering now. So, yes. Well,
Yeah.
there's Tracy, so I guess she's not coming on. Hey,
Oh,
Marlon,
hello.
Anna, Mickey, and Parker. Parker, I expect Marlon has prepared a full, comprehensive day-by-day update on everything that has happened in Gaza for the past 7 days. I'm just kidding, but yeah, it's been bad. Too much to cover. I do have a video of the church bombing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I tried for the hospital bombing, and the only thing I really found that was quite interesting was CNN had a retired lieutenant general who was looking over what Israel's investigation uh, released. And
Don't you love it when they look into themselves
yeah,
and then find that they did nothing wrong?
gosh, nobody would do something like that
Mm.
other than Israel, Russia, the police departments, sheriff's departments, politicians. Never mind.
Mm.
It's the nurse. Nobody has her beat.
No,
You're
that's the most
yeah,
evil
yeah,
person of the year. Yeah.
yeah. That's
Uh,
gonna be
of a lifetime. I don't think I will ever find anything more disgusting than that.
then 2023 gets here and tells you to hold their beer. I mean, 2024 gets here and somebody says, hold my beer. And yeah. They're stealing the woman's kids to try to breastfeed them. Oh yeah.
Oh, forgot about her.
Ooh. That may be in the WTF.
WTF?
Yes. So thank you. Oh, jeez.
You just have to start
Ooh,
writing these down.
I forgot all about her. Um, thank you. Breastfeeding other woman's child.
Because
And
my milk is
what's
better.
okay with it? Oh my. Um,
Thank you, baby boy. We appreciate that.
I thank you. Still don't think so. I still think my person would still win WTF. I still think so. Cause I'll even tell you who it is, just in case everybody forgot.
Hmm?
The woman who, after contemplating And after thinking it over, I have come to the conclusion that I'm still right and you still wrong, and I should get an attorney to get my kids, to get my son's kids as co-parents. You don't remember this one, Anna?
I don't. Not just by.
Oh goodness.
We've
It
done a
was,
lot of stories.
oh, I will find that story and play it back for you next week, cause it took up the whole show. She was gone. Uh, you skipped my message. I will be there the second hour. Oh, did I skip your message? But I don't see it. But okay, we'll see you in the second hour then. Um,
Mhm.
I hate to admit it, but I no longer have any idea what day it is or what time it is. So I appreciate it when you give me a kick in the butt. Mickey, it has nothing. I mean, you're saying it as if because of your age. It's not. It really isn't. When I take days off, like next month in December, I have 6 days off. I used held my PTO for the simple fact that having 6 days off for the last 2 months. And when I take days off, not a clue. I keep thinking, am I supposed to? How many more days before I go to work? Oh, it's just the next day. Oh, never mind. I mean, I'm gone. It's so it ain't that. It's just I know what you mean, Mickey. And hello, Mother Heart. And the loser father who wanted his daughter to give him the house the grandma gave her.
Oh, the guy
Yeah,
who
I
was
remember
really
that one.
pissed that
I remember
the.
that one. No, we've had worse. We've had worse than
Yeah,
him.
but that's pretty bad.
He was pretty bad, but that's entitlement. It's like,
Hmm.
dude, yeah, no, I'm fathers.
I thought of putting out an entitlement suggestion for you, but then I was like, we're gonna get way too many.
Yeah, that's way too many. I think right now, and I have to find the picture. I think right now the leading father one was the one that was okay. The cancer treatment. The child had a wig on at the wedding, and son pulled the wig off, and his whole side of the family was laughing.
Oh,
Now it's either that, or the mustard guy,
the mustard guy.
the guy who pretty much was making his wife eat mustard, and then the next thing you know, it turns from it was something totally different. It turns abusive, basically, which I may not use here because abuse, entitlement, and things like that, I don't want to give an award to because I don't want to make light of those type of situations. Entitlement is way too many, so I don't. After a while, you just don't care. Abuse and everything else. One is way too easy, and two, I don't want to make light of about. You won no reward of the year for the worst person. Is not funny, so I'm not gonna. I'm not
That's
so.
agrees.
So there would be no abuse in this as candidates for the award. It's not something to make light of. Um, it's not just by age. My level of pain has gone up, and that does things to the left of my brain. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry, Megan. Please get better or feel better. Yeah, with you there too, Mickey. Gentle hugs. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
hugs
Both
for
of
me
them.
too. The recent one about the woman who had miscarriage and her friend stayed over and tried to use the nursery without asking her or her kids about. Yeah,
Yeah, that one. That's a
that was
special
pretty
one.
bad. That's a candidate too. Boy, I gotta keep up with. Yeah,
It's almost like we should have an in-laws.
yeah. God, dog, I put some terrible things on this show. Gee, the dad that made his future almost daughter-in-law think the son was cheating.
You need more than that, or I need more than that.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I just can't get the story. But it does sound
Right.
familiar. I'm gonna need a little more on that one, but
Can you come up
eh,
with any more details, Tracy? Because I just
yeah,
don't remember.
uh, yeah, can't remember that one. I remember it. I remember that general thing. I just can't get the details in my head to go any further. And
Mm,
as always, we're running late because we always talk a lot at the beginning. So let's get this
that's
party
good.
started. Now I remember. He didn't think the son was man enough. I kind of do remember a little bit of it now. Oh no, and I know exactly what it is that'll get you to remember. So he got rigmarole. He's cheating on you. I'm gonna break up with you and everything like that. He left because they said, "Hey, I didn't do anything wrong." He left to go to another city. Um, his stepbrother started dating the girl, realized that they really didn't have anything in common, and that's what he was discussing with the dad, that we really don't have anything in common, Dad. And he looked at his son and told him, well, you figure it out. I didn't break them up for no reason at all. You don't remember that one?
It's trying that line is
Yeah.
knocking about, like, it's very hard when trying to pull a cognitive abstract thought out is one of the most difficult things for me to do. So
Well, the funny thing about it is I have so many terrible people on this show. It's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
no,
yeah,
no, no. You,
oh.
well, we're not talking about the one where the woman was drugged at the nightclub and
That's a totally different story.
total. Okay.
Yep. The what I was talking about was a man, and his stepdad broke up his relationship so the girl could be with his biological
With
son.
his son.
That was the sister found a way to drug her sister and then pay somebody to lie and say, yeah, we slept together. And I don't want to use that one at all because y'all was stupid. Y'all didn't put, you ain't asked no questions. You ain't investigate. Y'all did nothing. Y'all just
You just took that guy's word,
and just
which,
nuclear. So
yeah, and blew everything up, which apparently is what Theus would have done.
yeah. Oh, I was thinking it was the nightclub one, but it's the same. So it's the same type story. To be honest,
Right.
it literally is the same type story, which kind of makes it almost fake a little bit because it's like the similarities. Like we broke up, and I moved across state to another state, and then the truth came out, and then everybody wanted to come back into my life. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
You're better off without him.
But anyway, let's go ahead and work in order.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and talk about Anna. What's the update on the hospital
Oh,
bombing?
ooh.
Bombing in quotations, but that's what they're calling it.
It was an Israeli airstrike. Now, somebody from Netanyahu's team, they immediately came on to, I believe, Twitter and bragged. They said the IDF killed lots of terrorists, and that tweet disappeared really quickly. And then the IDF were like, we didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. That was Hamas. they set off a rocket and it failed. And so they were trying to say that this rocket caused the damage. Al Jazeera, which that's very much mainstream news, but they have a really great digital team. They took the video because they were live covering it. They time-stamped it. They went second by second through it and caught not only that it was not the Hamas rocket, the Israeli defense system intercepted that. And it completely blew up right in the air. So no, that did not cause anything. It was 4 airstrikes the hour prior, and then one at about 7 p.m. local time, Palestine. And it killed over 500, mostly women, children, who were just trying to take refuge in this hospital. Because you would think, what are some of the places that they're not going to bomb? You would think a hospital would be up there, because we hear a lot about that's against the Geneva Convention. And now we even have they'll burn a church. So it doesn't seem like there's anything the Israelis won't do. Now, when I say Israelis, I do mean the government. This is nothing against the people. It's just as much as we always say we reject Hamas, we reject what they stand for. And in fact, they don't really stand for many of the people alive there today. Many of the people were not even born when they were voted in. So this whole the bombing comes out, Israel immediately goes, no, we're not responsible. That was Hamas. Hamas goes, no. And so then we had 3 days of, what about? I don't know why somebody didn't look into the actual video feed earlier, because, as we have stated before, Tel Aviv has a camera that has the Gaza Strip all on tape. They had it. Like I said, Al Jazeera had people on the ground. I have seen the video. I have seen the strikes come down, and it the narrative coming out of the way, if you say anything against Israel, you are then for these Islamic terrorists, or as they said, Islamic jihadists. And that is just a really false equivocation. We are for humans. We're humanists. We don't want to see anybody suffer. And in the war, who is the people who suffer? Who are the people who suffer the most? The innocents, the civilians. It is absolutely, it is horrifying. But it was important that they got that on film so that they could break it down frame by frame. Where was everybody else doing that? How come we don't have a good digital analyzation team? Because everybody had a narrative going. But so if you want to see that video, it's on Al Jazeera on a lot of the different channels. The other thing I did want to bring up is There are a lot of Jewish people around the world who are saying, don't take my religion and excuse Zionism. It's not the same thing. Zionism was the for the creation of a Jewish state, which we now have, Israel. But now it is to sustain Israel and protect it and build it up. There are so many Orthodox Jews, I've heard from rabbis, I've heard from citizens alike that say, we do not stand with Israel. In fact, our holy texts tell us that we should remain stateless until our Messiah comes down, because they do not accept Jesus or Muhammad as a Messiah. And it was amazing to me, 'cause I did not know that before a couple of days ago. There are so many people who are just they're waking up and going, we cannot continue to stand with people who bomb hospitals, who bomb churches, who bomb homes, who close off routes, but then say, get out, it's the entire thing is insane. So no, that was not Hamas. That was not a rocket. That was a missile system from Israel.
What the report was saying, Hamas sent a rocket. It flamed out mid-air and it dropped.
It was intercepted.
It hit the ground, and what you see was not it wasn't an explosion, but it was an explosion. And trust me, I listened to it like 3-4 times. It didn't make sense to me, so I'm not messing this up. The explosion wasn't from a bomb. The explosion was from the unused fuel that was still in the rocket. It hit the parking lot where there was a bunch of cars and ignited the gas in those cars too. I'm trying to figure out if the rocket went up and it flamed out. Okay, sorry. Anyway.
So with limited fuel, tell me how these cars had full gas tanks.
Yeah. The one bit of good news in the past couple of days is that now some humanitarian aid from the UN has been allowed into Gaza through the Egypt border. Yes, I have heard that. A bit of sunshine that right now I'm going to take away. So Israel bombing the church.
This was a sanctuary for hundreds of Palestinian Christians and Muslims. But for many, it became a tomb. The historic Greek Orthodox Church of St. Porphyrius in Gaza was hit by Israeli airstrikes overnight. The Israel Defense Forces said the target was a nearby Hamas command center. But more than a dozen people who were taking shelter in the church compound were also killed, including the youngest.
This church is almost 1,700 years old and is one of the oldest churches in the world. We've witnessed more than 4 wars, and this is different. It's a total genocide.
Another house of worship in ruins.
Allahu Akbar.
But that didn't stop the call to Friday prayer at this Gaza mosque. And it doesn't stop Ibrahim Al-Agha from opening his heart and his home to dozens of refugees in southern Gaza.
When an explosion happens, they're always screaming, they're always frightened. The younger ones, we try to calm them down. But the problem is the ones that are age 8 and above. Those are the ones that understand what's going on. They can hear and feel.
Wow.
So I knew about the story about their reasoning before I was even pulled that footage. And yeah, because they thought there was a terrorist cell and that's what they was trying to bomb. Let me say this real quick. I don't know that much about it. Like I said, I am not international news organization, but I am very strong on human rights, just human decency. Even if your intel told you that, even if your intel was correct, why would you take that chance?
Mm-hmm.
With any human decency in your head would say, yeah, but that's really close to one of the it adds to the story that it's one of the oldest churches in the world, but it's a church. And you still was like, okay, because this is somehow more important.
You have to look at their narrative. They call them animals. They are not human beings in their mind.
If you're willing to eliminate men, women, and children, they're not the animals. I'm just being real with you.
100%.
Anybody who's willing and capable, Nazis done it during World War II the exact same way for the exact same reason.
Mm-hmm.
That these people was beneath them. No, if you're willing to do that, you're beneath human. I'm so done with trying to pull punches to be more civilized when the death tolls gets into the thousands damn near every day.
Yeah.
So miss me with trying to be more civilized and turning the other cheek. I'm done with that. Because you don't care. I mean, you don't care what we say on this show or shows that's bigger than us. 10 times bigger than us. You don't care what the national news is saying. If they decide to tell the truth, you don't care one way or the other. So why should I? It's heartless, it's degrading, and you're trying to use the protection of your people as a reason to butcher other people.
Yeah, first we'll build up Hamas. We'll let you hit us. And then, because don't tell me they didn't see them coming.
Yeah.
Oh, it is suffering every which way. And it breaks my heart over and over. And still yet, Joe Biden will... I mean, yeah, he did a good thing by brokering the agreement of letting in aid. But he still came home and said we need to still invest billions of dollars into Israel.
And
Make it make sense.
in Israel, let me say this again. I know you're not listening. I'm just always talk to the people who are on the fence on a couple of things like this. And you're right. You're right, Mickey, from yesterday, your comment, why I would not say the word clit. I mean, I know you was joking and everything else, but I would say the word balls. You're absolutely right. Because Israel, why don't you just have the balls to say, yeah, you did it? I mean, you're doing it. So what's the point? There was a part, I remember this. I really was trying to find the film. And the investigation for Israel into the bombing of the church. And he already gave his synopsis of what happened. That whole thing that I told you about, the rocket that burnt out, but somehow had fuel still. But okay. Anyway, and the reporter, who bless their heart, is probably on house arrest now for asking the question, asked in just layman terms, because I can't go verbatim what he said, but it was more or less like, why would we trust you now when other investigations later on come to realize that you lied about it? So why would we trust you on this? And like I said, the dude's probably on house arrest now for even asking that freaking question. But it's a question that at least was asked.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has lied to you over and over again. Why do you even have a press conference coming out saying, "Look, we found the answer. Here's the truth"? Who are you fooling? But you have to not care. That's why you did it. You literally just have to not care, because you're going to have enough people in society and around the world who is, regardless of what happened, we have people like that over here with MAGA and all of them, that no matter what's said, no matter what proof is shown, no matter, we could have it on film, we can have the person that put their finger on the button to send the rockets up, come on national TV and said that they did it and how they did it, and I'll show you how to do it again. They could have did the whole thing live on air, and you would still come up with an excuse for it. You would still have a reason for it. You would still try to justify it.
Of course.
So, so this world right now, whatever happened to the white man against? Yeah, well, he have work.
They're ongoing.
Yeah, sure it is. That's the longest ongoing investigation. Anyway,
I'll look more into that. But I also just wanted to quickly mention the If Not Now organization. So ifnotnow.org. If you are a Jewish American and you want to stand with the Palestinians because you don't approve of genocide in your name, that's a good organization.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm sure they do too. All right, we're going to take the last 20 minutes to jump back on to Project 2025. We'll probably get through one or two videos, not that much. In case you've forgotten, or in case you're new to watching the show, Project 2025, which was made up by the Heritage Foundation, is a blueprint. What'd you say, Anna?
Many people inside and outside the Heritage Foundation,
okay.
But yeah.
Has a blueprint for, doesn't matter who the president is in 2025 as long as they're a Republican. Their whole ideal is to strip the government down, to give full autonomy, control to the president. Step-by-step details, word for word, phrase for phrase, time for time, and who knows. And they brilliantly wrote a book on it.
Because they're trying to recruit.
Oh, I know. I'm just like, it just dawned on me the other day. I was thinking, wait a minute. Why would you write it down and release it? Hold on. What? We're not talking about the brightest people in the world when it comes to civilization.
Mm.
So when I say brightest people, oh, we got professors and PhD. Dude, no, I'm not talking about education. So the Heritage Foundation has some of the brightest people in the world in that organization. But when it comes to civil rights and civility and just downright humanity, they are the most illiterate people walking the face of the planet. They wrote a blueprint. She keeps saying a manifesto. I don't know if I want to use that word. It just seems like this is a doggone blueprint. Like you're building a house, you need a blueprint. This is what you need to do before you take this step. And this is what they did. And they're
Well,
so
the
morally.
manifesto is the basic idea. We want to take over, and however they say that, it is a blueprint for taking over. So,
Yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to the next chapter, which is the talking points. Pay close attention to this and see why to you it sounds so familiar.
The foreword includes a tidy summation of all the conservative wedge issues and talking points that have been flying around over the last few decades, all of which are addressed at length in the document. Look at America under the ruling and cultural elite today. Inflation is ravaging family budgets, drug overdose deaths continue to escalate, and children suffer the toxic normalization of transgenderism, with drag queens and pornography invading their school libraries. Overseas, a totalitarian communist dictatorship in Beijing is engaged in a strategic, cultural, and economic Cold War against America's interests, values, and people, all while globalist elites in Washington awaken only slowly to that growing threat. Moreover, low-income communities are drowning in addiction and government dependence. Contemporary elites have even repurposed the worst ingredients of 1970s radical chic to build the totalitarian cult known today as the Great Awakening. Most alarming of all, the very moral foundations of our society are in peril. The foreword goes on to list the 4 broad fronts that the policy mandate will cover. Those are 1. Restore the family as the centerpiece of American life and protect our children. 2. Dismantle the administrative state and return self-governance to the American people. 3. Defend our nation's sovereignty, borders, and bounty against global threats. 4. Secure our God-given individual rights to live freely, what our Constitution calls the blessings of liberty. And the manifesto goes on to lay out over 920 pages in 5 sections how they plan on furthering those 4 fronts. Chief among the policies promoted in the manifesto are a gutting of the administrative state and furtherance of the unitary executive theory, which we'll get into what those mean, plus anti-globalist and anti-environmentalist policies to protect from infiltration of Chinese culture into American life and continue the flourishing of American commerce, plus draconian anti-LGBTQ+ policies and a centering of religion and the traditional family unit in every aspect of governance.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I'm gonna give it to you. Let me just get this off, get this out.
go.
I have never laughed so hard when she read out what everyone's calling the Great Awakening. I have never laughed so hard in my life. It was like, you really, there is a human being that actually sat down and came up with them 3 words. And it's amazing to me. If you haven't figured it out yet about the rhetoric, I like to use that word a lot because it's been used a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That is the same wording what we've heard from MAGA, from Trump for the longest time, including my all-time favorite, everyone knows about XYZ. It doesn't matter. And you did it right here. What everyone is calling the Great Awakening, sorry. I apologize.
It's ridiculous.
I actually passed elementary English. So I'm awakening. I don't have no idea what that is, other than you trying to put a little spin on the word woke. So it's the great awokeness, when really it's not you being woke, it's actually you treating human beings like human beings, like individuals, like a person. But sorry, it's my bad. That for you, I have to other people to make myself feel better, to make myself feel bigger, to make you look over there while I do some crap over here. Hey, y'all thought y'all was gonna give me a cuss word in the first hour, but to you have to other people so you could go do your dirt. And when people finally try to figure out what your dirt is, and they know that your dirt is wrong, now we have to, yeah, but look over there. Yeah, but I have yet to see the drag queen touch a child. And trust me, if it was as bad as y'all made it out to be, it would be on every news organization ever known. It's not even on your organization. But go ahead with your good luck with your great fighting the great awakening. Go ahead, Anna.
I do like that. The Great Awakening. Gurdjieff said in the 1800s, I believe it was, that we only spend mere moments awake, and then for the rest of our lives, we go back to sleep. It's very true. Okay, so let's look at the 4 pillars here. The return of the family. So that means mom, dad, 2.5 kids, a family pet. I don't know. They're just really, really upset at LGBTQ again. 2 moms, 2 dads. You go all the way to like designer babies. It's nothing more than the same dog whistles that, yeah, this is what they're being told to talk about. So of course these are all very familiar concepts to us. We don't want a traditional family anymore. In fact, some of us work better without the traditional units. The next thing, let me see.
You got your notes.
I do.
The ones I would never read.
They need to take down. No, my own notes actually, not.
Oh, okay.
Not Legia's notes. And thank you so much to Legia Miller, because
yeah, appreciate it.
This was an incredible video. For those of us that did not know about mandates of leadership in this detail, I do appreciate the education. So they want to burn down the administrative state as it is known today. Once again, go to smaller government. That's all of that. Fear. And let's see, number 3. Oh yeah, defend the borders. Don't let immigrants come in. Immigrants bad. We're a nation of immigrants, but and then, oh yeah, we need to secure our God-given liberties. What are you missing? Because you sure talk it up. You sure have freedom of religion, though you don't like everybody else to have it. So what are you really missing here? They keep drumming up fear in these same. They keep coming back to the same issue, and he's right. Others be afraid of that drag queen or king who, oh my gosh, is reading a kid's book to your kid. So what if they're in a dress or in a suit? Your kid is having fun. It is never anything inappropriate. It is something always approved by the library or wherever they are. I mean, they're making out like we're bringing kids to sex dungeons and having reading parties there. Why not? So they keep drumming up all of this fear. The traditional family is at stake. The government wants to get too far into our lives. Immigrants, oh my gosh. And all of this. Y'all are some of the most privileged Americans to date. And you don't see it. But this is why we see the language that we do. And this is why they keep sticking to these same talking points. If you try to maneuver out, they will pull you back in. No, I'm talking about bad. Women who want to be men. Men who want to be women. No, you idiot. You're not listening. And you're only drumming up fear. Some of us have had enough of it.
We want smaller government. Well, we asked the government to prosecute LGBTQ plus, asked the government to interfere with
Women,
parental rights of trans kids, have the government take away autonomy from women, have state government ban books. Yeah, you're going to need a bigger government to actually do all of these things.
Yeah.
But okay. Why does it seem like Republican politicians are less bad on issues related to the LGBTQ community around 2015, 2016 compared to today? Because we're not talking about traditional Republicans. And I do not want you to think 2015, 2016. Matter of fact, to be totally honest with you, I didn't see this crap coming until 2020. Sorry, not 2000.
Okay. I was like, what?
2020. Or 2019, if you want to go just one step further. I really would say 2019 was the birth year of all the stuff that you're hearing now. Well, let me put it to you this way. Let me say this wide open about it. Did they feel the way they felt what we're hearing right now? Sure, of course, yes. They wouldn't dare say it out loud, though. Now,
Trump gave them permission to say all the quiet parts out loud.
They have a blueprint.
And yeah, with talking points.
So yeah, it was
given for you.
Trump gave you permission to say what you are feeling is not bad. As a matter of fact, not only is it not bad, you need to voice those feelings. You need to tell people how you really feel. You don't need to hide anymore and get out there. And it permeated, unfortunately, all the way up to the government. So 2015, 2016, yeah, of course these people. And by the way, don't even say Republicans. I'm pretty sure there's some Democrats and independents who felt exactly the freaking same way.
Yep.
But they were smart enough to go, yeah, but I'm going to need their vote. So, yeah, we're going to keep our mouths shut about it. But it got so Trump won on that talk.
Mhm.
So if the voting scale has changed. Now I can feel free to tell people how I feel out loud because now I have a base.
Mm-hmm.
And that base expects me to say these things. As a matter of fact, not only are they expecting me to say these things, they will punish me if I don't say these things. So instead of the 2015, 2016 Republicans saying, keep your mouth shut if you want the vote, 2019, 2020 Republicans are going, you better say something if you want the vote.
From 2017, yeah, they woke up more and more that, we don't have to play the respectability politics card anymore. Our people actually want this, just like you said. They just were still thinking, no, we as politicians or wannabe politicians need to keep above a certain fray, narrative, however you want to say it. I saw it when we ramped up to the midterms when Trump had been elected. From 2017 on, people who I could not believe got elected and then re-elected. So yes, they do have, they play to a base who fears. And they know the deeper in fear they soak their base, the more in control they stay.